All right, good morning, everybody. Today we will start your CSIM simulator, and in order to do so, uh, I have put together some materials that you can see in the link that is provided in the chat. It's also available on this. Um, can you guys see my screen all right? Where it says CSIM Tech Spring 2026. It's available on this website that I made for you. Are you able to see what I'm sharing?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. All right. So you can provide the same link that's in the chat to your teammates if you want, so you don't have to teach them everything. You can just tell them what's going on if they miss class today. I'll try to post this video as well, so that you can keep up with the links and everything. All right, first step is to make sure that everybody is registered. If you don't see your name on this screen here under the teams, it means that I don't think that you have registered yet for the simulator, um, which means you won't be able to get very far today. So that's the first step. These are the teams that you're supposed to be in. So like Gazelle, and try to make that smaller if you guys can see. Oh, Gazelle. Okay, so Gazelle is team E, and Regina is team D. And so, you see your name on there somewhere? I don't see Soul. Maybe that's your nickname. Anyway, you'll need to know which team to be on. Oh, Soledad. Is that you right there?
Yes.
Ah, lucky guess. Okay, so you're on team A. All right. So
Okay.
So you'll need to get in team A, and then um, the rest of you, make sure that you're in the right team. So if you need a moment to do that, no problem. This is the link to get into the registration. Um, so I'll put that in the chat as well. And while you are working on that to get registered, there is a video that is a tutorial for the general use of this simulator. It's about 15 minutes long. I'm going to play it, and you can ask questions. Just let me know if you have a question. It does not cover the specific case that you will be assigned for this simulator. It's just a general presentation on simulator use for a different case, but the controls are the same, and the way that you will interact with your teammates and your reports that you'll see, that sort of thing, is all the same. So I'm going to play it, and you can follow along and register while you are getting ready to go. Okay, so here is our video. Oh, sorry. Let me try a different link. Yay. I still got it. Yeah, I still got it. Give me a moment. All right, here it is. Uh, all right, can you see the video okay? It's a shipping container at a port.
Yes, we can see it. Also, I have to I know why we're only four in the class. It's that Professor David sent a mail, and in the mail he wrote that the class was going to start 7:30. I
Oh,
mean, I'm because I didn't see the hour in the mail, but I think a lot of people is missing because of that.
okay. Yeah, that's a good point. I figured something was strange when I only saw three people, but
Yes.
I'm recording it so they can watch later if they missed part
Okay.
of it. All right. Thank you for
Yes.
letting me know. All right,
Yes.
there's some more people who have come in here. We started about 5 minutes ago, so the only thing I really was talking about so far is welcoming people and providing the opportunity for them to be registered. If they have not already registered, you will need to register, and the registration link is available at the top of this website. It's in the chat. I made a website for you to follow through the steps today. So these are your teams that are right below that, and you'll just need to get registered while we are watching this video I'm going to play. So welcome everybody. Thanks for making it in today. And here's your video.
Hello, and welcome to CESIM Firm. The CESIM platform consists of different tabs: Home, Decisions, Results, Schedule, Teams, Readings, and Forums. On the home page, you will find an overview of your results, with graphs showing your performance over the different rounds. Here, you can see your team's activity, the publication of results, and the recording made by yourself or one of your team members. Here you will find the schedule and the various deadlines with the number of rounds left to be completed. The Tasks section here, which includes
Are you all able to hear that video as it plays? Is it working for you?
Yes, I hear it.
Okay, thank you.
tasks such as quizzes and the publication of results, and the recording made by yourself or one of your team members. Here you will find the schedule and the various deadlines with the number of rounds left to be completed. The Tasks section here, which includes tasks such as quizzes and peer reviews, as well as folders for additional exercises that your instructor will ask you to hand in. Here is the last message posted on the forum, and finally the members of your team. The Decisions tab consists of different sections, including a tutorial, the market outlook you will need to read, and the different decision sections, namely Sales, Production, and Finance. And finally, the Decision checklist, on which you will see yours and your team members' decisions side by side, and eventually save your final decisions. You will also find a set of subsections on each page. Results are published for all teams at the same time, at a date and time scheduled by your instructor. The results consist of the overview, marketing, production, logistics, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, ratios, and ranking sections. Under Schedule, you will find the different deadlines you need to work on. This is where you will find a set of readings. The official CESIM readings, which include the case study you will need to read before making your decisions, and the Materials from Instructor section, which may contain documents provided by your instructor, such as videos or other Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or PDF documents. Finally, the Forums section, where you will find different types of forums: the private team forum to exchange with your team members, the Universe forum, and the course forum where all students and instructors can communicate. Before you start making your decisions, it is important to read the case description. This PDF document will give you an idea of the type of business you will be running in CESIM Firm. So in this case, you are going to be a medicine manufacturer based in Finland. You have two.
So this is the part that will differ. You have a different case than this video is describing, but you'll still see how theirs is arranged and understand how it applies to what they're doing in this video, even though your case is different. And you will be able to access that case on the website that I provided and also through the CSIM simulator. All right, any questions so far? Concerns?
I think we don't have questions.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say that again?
I think we don't have questions yet.
Okay. All right, let me know when you do, and I'll do what I can for you.
Two products which you market in Finland and in the USA, with production plants only in Finland and in the USA. Here you are in the pharmaceutical sector. Your flagship product is Rubana, which is paracetamol, but you also have a second product, which is Andiox. and which is more focused on food supplements and vitamins. These products have a very specific demand and represent a development opportunity for your company. There's a brief history of the company and an indication of the financial situation at the outset. Here, you'll find a brief overview of the market in which you operate, followed by future development opportunities. In this simulation, you'll mainly be managing marketing, production, and finance. A note is available for each of these dimensions, which will give you information on how to perceive the market and the responsibilities required of you. The case description also includes a brief note on the economy in which you find yourselves at the start of the simulation. Remember to read the units here, which will show you that you are a wholesaler. That is, you sell medicines to distributors. These are large quantities of medicines. After reading the case description in the Readings section, it is essential that you read the company's initial situation. In each round, you'll also need to analyze the results of the previous round to be able to position yourself according to your competitors. By clicking on the Results section, you'll find a banner with tabs here, giving you access to a summary that gives you general information on your company's sales, operating income, and production costs, as well as the overall results of your company and its competitors. You'll find a section for all the decisions you've made, including sales, production, and finance. Clicking on Market takes you to a market report with graphs showing the market share, overall sales levels, and so on. This is a small overview, and by clicking on Details, you'll be able to go into more detail. The details give you data on the prices of products sold by you and your competitors and the associated sales levels, so you can correlate the two. You'll also see that there are additional deliveries you can respond to, so it's here that you'll see which company has won them. For the inventory, the most important thing is to look at the stock levels in the market and at your competitors' results. You'll also find a section on production. In the same way, this is an overview showing the total capacity and production volumes used, as well as the production wages. By clicking on Details, you'll find the capacity of your competitors' buildings, but also whether they use a lot of employees to produce their medicines, and what the production level is, the share of wages, etc. The Environmental Report subsection provides information on the environmental impact of production. This includes CO2 emissions, energy consumption, and water consumption. The Human Resources subsection gives you information on wages, investments in productivity improvements, the number of personnel in production, resignations, and layoffs. This information is given separately for your two production zones, Finland and the USA. There is important information in the Logistics section. This section contains information on the transport of goods between the 3 marketing zones and the 2 production zones. A section for the CO2 emissions from transportation is also available. The income statement simply shows you the financial statements, that is, sales, costs, profits made, etc. It's essential to navigate these pages simply to see if there are solutions for improvement and to optimize your company's profitability. The balance sheet page shows your company's assets and liabilities. The next page is the cash flow statement, which shows you the cash inflows and outflows. Next, the ratio page will enable you to measure financial performance using ratios widely used in the business world. Finally, a sorting page allows you to display your company's ranking according to various criteria. The cumulative return to shareholders is a very good indicator of performance over the entire simulation period. By clicking here, you can display the teams in ascending or descending order and see which team is the leader at this stage of the simulation. You can also make other indicators appear, and your instructor can add or remove certain indicators. In addition to this data, which is displayed directly on the interface, you have access to an Excel file which gives the same information, but allows you to reprocess it, make additional calculations, create graphs, and so on. This allows you to better analyze your results. You can print out the results and display slides to get a more global view of things. Once you've read the case description and analyzed the initial situation or the results of the previous round, you can start making your decisions by clicking on the Decisions section. Once on this page, you'll see a banner where you can navigate and make decisions related to marketing, production, and financial results. The first page is a tutorial page where you'll find a step-by-step guide with basic instructions on the left and a comprehensive video on the right to help you understand the general operation and content of the simulation. With each round of the simulation, you'll have to make decisions and familiarize yourself with the market outlook, bearing in mind that one round in the simulation equals one fiscal year in the life of your company. Each round therefore corresponds to different trends and a different economic environment with which you'll need to familiarize yourself. This page contains several sections. In the demand section, you will be informed of the expected sales trend for the medicine. You will also be informed of potential bulk customer deliveries of large quantities of medicines. There's also a production and finance section to keep an eye on. In addition to the market outlook, in the top right-hand corner, you'll find a button that gives you access to projections common to all companies in the market. For example, this will let you know what level of corporate tax, basic production wages, machinery costs, investment expenses, and raw materials will have to be considered in your company's cost structure. These parameters can change from one round to the next, so you need to take a close look at them each time. In the sales section, you start making the decisions. You have access to a market report page. On this page, you'll see the current forecasts. That is, where the products you're going to sell are coming from, whether they're coming from stock or from production, and whether you're going to have to respond to an additional delivery. The simulation gives you a precise estimate of the ending inventory expected for each of the two products you have. First in the Finland section, and then in the other sections which correspond to the other markets. Click on the name of the marketing zone to define the sales strategy for your products in that zone. You'll be able to estimate demand for each product. Please note that units are in thousands of units. The simulation always shows you last year's information on which you can base your forecasts. You'll also have information on possible product deficit or surpluses to help you plan. You must indicate the price in a white box, and you have a graph here which will enable you to see how important the different purchase criteria are in the eyes of consumers, knowing that you have 4 of them: price, advertising, customer care provided to pharmacists, and quality control. At the bottom, you'll find a small financial analysis table for each of your products, with the advertising budget. These decisions will have to be made separately for each market: Finland, USA, and France. In the Additional Deliveries section, you can decide whether to respond to a bulk bid. If you wish to respond to the bid, you need to define the unit price and the customer care budget. Additional delivery has priority in terms of delivery, so be careful not to sell your products from the bid at a price which is too low, and then win it when you could be making more profit from pharmacists. The production part will enable you to define your production objectives, and these are decisions that you'll have to make aligned with the market dimension. The simulation shows capacity utilization, which considers your allocation. In other words, the production you have planned for each of the 2 products you market. In this case, you'll be able to decide on the number of units you produce, within the limit of the maximum production, of course. You don't have to produce at maximum capacity if you don't have enough buildings or machinery. You can decide to invest to increase production capacity. For buildings, you invest in the number of buildings. The same goes for machinery, knowing that there's a time lag for factories. You invest in round N and can produce in round N plus 1. For machinery, it's immediate, because as soon as the machines are delivered, they can start producing. The cost of investment is shown just below, and then there's a budget here for improving productivity, which enables you to increase the number of products an employee can produce. So, in the Rabana section, for example, you'll be able to make a production efficiency forecast based on last year's productivity improvement budget. The system indicates the number of persons needed on the production line, which will, of course, depend on the planned production that you decide here, the share of wages, and the inventory that you can use precisely in your sales. You'll have to make the same decisions for the second production zone. Quality control is a budget that you'll be able to allocate to improve the perceived quality of your medicines, the quality of the box, the different leaflets, etc. You'll be able to use it to improve the quality of your products. In the finance section, you'll find a cash flow table on the left-hand side of the screen showing cash inflows and outflows. Liquid assets on January 1st are what's in your bank account, and liquid assets on December 31st are what you expect to have at the end of the year, based on the activities you've planned for the current round. If you have financing needs, that is, you're short of cash, you can take out long-term debt. By adding a positive figure to the changes in long-term loans, you'll be able to increase the level of debt and thus obtain loans to finance the construction of a building, the purchase of machinery, etc. You'll be shown the debt you have, and you'll be able to make a forecast of the interest rate. This lets you know if interest rates are likely to rise significantly. Otherwise, you'll find last year's information here. The level of cash requirement can also be activated by your instructor. Here you will find the day's sales outstanding, which you can define in days. Finally, the decision checklist section will allow you to save the decisions of one of your team members as an official team decision, that is, the final decisions of the company. So, before saving your decisions, it is very important to check the financial forecast. This financial forecast will allow you to see if the strategy you are pursuing and the decisions you have made are relevant. You must compare the performance with the last round and see if there are things that have changed a lot. If the situation is declining, it means that you have not made the best possible decisions. Before saving the decisions, you must make sure that the strategy is in line with your expectations from a financial point of view. You have access to all the company's global income statements, balance sheet, and ratios. Once you have approved this strategy, you can save your decisions using this page. As all team members are working on their own account, you will simply have to decide which strategy you will use. Ideally, you will appoint a team leader for each round, and that team leader will be responsible for synthesizing all the decisions that match the team consensus directly into his or her account. You can copy as team's decision in the decision column. It is recommended to check that all the decisions in the left column are your final decisions, since the left column is the column of decisions for the team. It is this column that the simulator will consider for the results calculation. You can save your decisions as many times until the deadline for the end of the round set by your instructor. Each new recording overwrites the decisions already saved for the team. The Import button allows you to take decisions from one of the other accounts and bring them to your account. Be careful, this will overwrite your existing decisions. The Go button will allow you to go to the space of one of your teammates. It can be useful to compare two strategies on which there is uncertainty. You can go into more detail by reading the decisions of one of your teammates. Thank you, and good luck.
All right, welcome to all of you. We now have a pretty good sized group in here. There's about 22 of you. When we have this class together and we're running this simulator, I'll start at about 7:10 a.m. I think maybe there was another group of you that were meeting at 7:30 or something, but each time you have class, we'll meet at 7:10 Mexico City time. So I've been recording what I started with, and we've just basically been working on registration and watching this video. The video is available to you when you click on, when you're looking through the decisions that you have and you see the tutorial. That was what we just watched, was the tutorial video. So you will be able to watch that again when you need to, if you'd like to. Okay, this is a website that I have made for you for today. If you click on that in the chat, that will help you get ready to follow along. All right, so far, at least at the beginning of the class at about 7 in the morning, these were the people who were registered, and there were still many people who hadn't registered. So if you haven't registered for this simulator, please do so. You'll need to use the code given by your instructor at that link, and you should be able to get in properly. Okay, these are the teams. This is the website for the link that I put in for you. These are the teams that you'll need to create. So team A, B, C, D, and E. I'll give you a moment to see your name on there, see which team you need to be in. Anybody have any questions as to which team they should be on if they can't read it? Let me know.
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So you can see that, and this is also on Canvas, I think. So or maybe I just got it emailed to me. I don't know. David sent it to me. But these are the teams that we'll follow. And you are meant to work together on the simulator. As you saw in the video, there are a lot of decisions to make, and you can all take different approaches and see which one works better, and then choose the best of the 5 results that you get as you work on it and make that your team's result. So it's very collaborative, and you're meant to have a group chat, like a WhatsApp, that you can follow along with each other and help each other through each decision round. There will be ways for you to distribute some decision making. As you saw in that video, there are marketing decisions and finance decisions and distribution decisions. So sometimes a good strategy for a team is to split up some work along those categories, and it might be depending on what you're comfortable with, or if you've never seen any of this before, you just kind of pick one and figure out that small part of the simulator and gradually chip away at the understanding of what's going on over a series of weeks. There is a lot to know about the interactions between the decisions, and that's the purpose of running the simulator, is to helping you see if you raise the price in one area, what does that do to sales in another, and what is it going to do to your inventory, and what is it going to require of your production. Those sorts of decisions are complex and beneficial to you to understanding the future operations and management of the companies that you'll work for. Excuse me. But you will need to work together to make that happen. Okay. All right. So, you need to split up the work and make sure that you have understood and learned a little bit more on each turn. Okay. So the case that you have to read, you'll need to read on your own. I suggest that you read that today. If you haven't done so already, you can access it through the CSIM simulator. You can also see it on this website if you just click on the little box in the corner, like I just did. It'll pop that out for you, and you will be able to navigate through all of the descriptions for marketing, production, strategy, and the starting position of the companies. So not every simulator is the same. You won't be able to just copy um, recommendations off a GPT from a different simulator. It might be able to guide you a little bit, but you're pretty much going to have to learn by running through this yourself. Okay, your goal is to maximize your shareholders' um, well-being and wealth. There are a number of measures of that. Generally, you want to have the highest profit possible. So after you take out all your costs, you want to bring in as much money as you possibly can. Um, in order to understand what's going on in the results, these are the 5 metrics that will be helpful to you. If you haven't had accounting or finance class in the background of your academic career, it would be a good thing for you to start to try to understand these ratios. If you'd like, you can translate this page into Spanish, but it might not copy the exact meaning of each of these words. So you might have to work off of the Spanish version of the simulator, because I don't write well enough in Spanish to make the website for you. But if your English is strong and your preparation for this sort of thought is adequate, you should be okay. And gradually figuring it out along the way, that's okay too. All right. You will be scored in this class, needing to complete registration in the practice round. That's, you need to register today, like right now. And the practice round is available for about 3 days until Thursday. So you can work with your teammates and make some decisions, and then we'll go over and see the results of what happens in that. You will go through a series of simulation decisions, and your participation and enrollment in that will get you 60% more of the score for the simulator, and the results that you acquire will be the 20%. So overall for this class, your AD 2025 class, the simulator will amount to 20% of your overall grade. Okay. So as you saw on the video, there are different decisions to make, and there are drop-down boxes, where you click and you click on a carrot and it drops down and it gives you several options. That's a drop-down where you can select through different menus. There are also white boxes, just a rectangle that's white in background. That's where you type in your answers. So if you have no idea what you're doing, just go through there and look for those white rectangles that you can type numbers into. Estimations are blue. So it's giving you, according to what you entered in your screens, it's estimating values for you. So those are blue. So as a starting point, if you just look for those white cells where you can type in your answers, that's a good starting point. All right. So you saw in the video how the decisions work. For your team as a whole, you need to enter some decisions, and you can copy any one of your teammates' entries as the overall group's decision. You'll need to take a look at that and figure out how that works so that you can enter the decision on time. And the results, after you have completed the round and all the teams have entered their work, you will be able to see how did you do against the other teams. And it depends on how the other teams do to see how you did, because you're competing. All right. It's not that you're just off on your own. You're trying to see how you can do based on getting the best result possible. All right. The rounds are going to go through this progression. So the next one, round one, will start, and you'll be able to start that after you do your practice round. All right. So practice round one, let's do Thursday, March 5th, 1:34. You'll need to do that pretty soon. Okay. It gives you outlook for what you need to understand about what's going on. Each round, you'll see that there are changes in the marketplace, and you have to react to those accordingly. You should be able to do so and learn by doing. I'm not going to tell you what to do. The purpose of this being a simulator is that you can make some decisions and learn from them. Okay, let's see. We have 3 minutes left in the call. Is there any questions that I can help you with and answer in 3 minutes?
I have a question.
Great.
Do we all have to work at the same time, or
Now,
we?
you can all log in independently. If you'd like to, you can work on it during when we have the simulator in the class to work on it, and I can answer your questions along the way. You can also work on it through the week, which I would say look at it, try to familiarize yourself with it, enter your own decisions, and then see what your teammates have done, look for the best option. And then during class, you'll be able to talk about which decision would be the best and then go forward with that option. So
Okay.
as long as you have registered and your name is individually listed under the team, you'll be able to log in and act whenever you want to save your decisions from that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Okay, so what you need to do, there are a few things. Register if you haven't done so already. Contact the people on your team. So if you need to take a look at this list here, contact the people on your team in your class and set up a group chat I'm not going to do that for you, but set up like a WhatsApp group chat. Go into the simulator once you're registered, read the case so that you understand the goals of what you're doing in this program, and then start navigating through the decision screens. So just click on the decision screens, and you will be able to enter your decisions according to what you think is best. Um, look for those white rectangles where you can type in answers. See what it does for you in the blue rectangles for the estimations, and just try to toggle through and see what's going on. You'll be able to see how your projections are based on the decisions that you have when you click on the little projection box. So that's kind of like, how did my decision uh, possibly impact the year's results? All right. So please do this by Thursday. And maybe Wednesday night, get your decision in, and then in class you'll start to be able to sit together in person and see how you're doing, and compare results against each other. All right, so we'll meet again, and I will continue to help you with this, but in order for you to get situated, you need to register, read the case, get in your group chat, follow along, and enter some decisions. Okay, we're going to get cut off on time. I will post this video, and I hope that you all have a nice week. Write down your questions. Next time we meet, we will go over them. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, professor.
Bye. Daniela, you have a question?
Yes, my team is already full and I can join. I think there are two girls who are in on the team.
Okay, which team is that?
He is team A.
A?
No, E.
E?